Hello and namaste. Welcome to the Lokmanthan 2024 Voices podcast series. Today we have with us Sri Nanda Kumar ji. Thank you, Nanda Kumar ji, for taking your time and joining us for this podcast.
Thank you.
And to our viewers about Sri Nanda Kumar ji. Sri Nanda Kumar ji is an inspirational leader within the Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh. Sri Nandakumar ji has dedicated his life as a full-time pracharak of the RSS, deeply committed to strengthening Bharat's intellectual and cultural heritage. Currently, he serves as the All India convener of Pragna Pravah, a nationwide intellectual movement fostering a profound understanding of Bharatiya values and philosophy. Hailing from Kerala and trained in automobile engineering, Sri Nandakumarji found his calling in 1984 as a pracharak. He is renowned as a thinker, dynamic orator, prolific writer, and acclaimed Malayalam poet. As chief editor of Kesari Weekly, he contributed to one of the most respected Malayalam publications for over half a decade. Sri Nandakumarji's writings include Veer Savarkar, Hindutva for the Changing Times, Maharshi Dayanand Saraswati, Lok Beyond Folk, the primary force for Lokmanthan spirit, Hindutva for the Changing Times, and Swa, struggle for national selfhood. Reawakening of Arsha Bharat in Amritkal offers invaluable insights into Bharat's legacy and the evolving significance of Hindutva. Sri Nandakumarji, it is an absolute privilege to have you with us. Welcome to the podcast.
Namaskar. Namaskar, Lakshmi.
Namaskar. Thank you. To your wisdom, to sharing your wisdom, your knowledge with our audience here and commemorating the Lokmanthan 2024 upcoming event, sir. Could you share with us what inspired the creation of Lokmanthan? What purpose do you believe it serves for Bharat and for our society at large?
Namaskar. Lokmanthan, in a single sentence, it can be explained as it's a colloquium of nation-first thinkers and practitioners. I would like to give you a little background about that thought. You know, as far as Bharat is concerned, the very nation was created on the basis of a healthy, meaningful, creative dialogue. The dialogue English word doesn't carry the spirit of samvada, but what to say it is to be used. The samvada tradition of Bharat, that too in between all groups of all class, caste, whatever it may, no matter whether they are living in the cities, no matter whether they are living in the forests, mountains, or in village or remote village, all groups have contributed in the development of Bharat. That is, it has been very clearly mentioned in Bharat's all ancient scriptures. You know, the Bharatiya Sanskriti or Bharatiya culture, it has got another synonym that is known as Aranya Samskriti. If you are translating into English, it will come. It must be a joke for the foreigners, because Aranya Samskriti can be translated as a forest culture. Forest culture means what? You see, but Bharat's ancient culture developed. You see, in all books, Mahabharata, Ramayana, in all our Puranas, the higher education of the Rajakumars, and all people are happening inside the forest. So forest means the original living, original life of Bharat sprouted there. So that was the relationship between the Lok, that is known as Lok, okay? But what happened when the Westerners came here and colonized us? Their background is entirely different. I am not blaming them, because they never considered the forest dwellers or the mountain dwellers or even human beings. They never considered. Blacks are not human beings for them. Women are also not the human beings as far as the Westerners are concerned. Only 100 years back, they have considered them as qualified to vote even, you know. those who are claiming that's progressive, those who are claiming as the most democratic, but they gave the what the franchise power, the power to women only 100 years back. The same was the case about the black. Black were not considered as human beings. There are so many cases appear in the courts, different courts of the so-called developed Western nations. In the background of that binary, they came here and found here also forest dwellers, here also village people, those who are not educated in the so-called modern English education system, and they called them folk. Folk, what does it mean? If you want to understand the real meaning of folk, you have to understand the opposite meaning of folk. If you are talking folk music, what is the opposite? Classic music. That means folk kya ho gaya? Folk becomes non-classic, non-scientific, barbarians, backward. But as far as Bharat's concept is concerned, it was not correct. But there was a golden opportunity for us to correct this binary creations by the colonialists. That was our freedom, independence in 1940s. Unfortunately, I don't want to criticize anyone politically, but unfortunately, we got a leadership in which they never considered this is a need, dire need of the nation's development. So that gap was there, and later on, our politicians, the vote bank politicians, made that gap wider and wider. So, and also the anti-national forces, they were getting an opportunity to divide this community into so many groups and working against Bharat. So, some years back, some of the nationalist thinkers came together and start thinking how to bridge the gap, how to start that healthy dialogue which was there in Bharat in between all communities, all castes, irrespective of their color, language, and all, to provide them a stage to discuss each other. See, philosophical, ideological discussions will also be there, and along with that, practitioners should also come from all parts of the Bharat. And then their art forms, their music, their kahani, their stories, we will find out that those stories, their art form, their music, their drawing, though it may we may feel that it is bit unscientific in the preliminary, what you say, हमारे दर्शन के आधार पर, but it is not like that. Then we will find out that it is actually practicing a great philosophy through their art. There is an innate connectedness, interconnectedness with all the groups. So to provide a stage, a manch, a colloquium for all these groups together, one program is necessary, one event is needed, some intellectual activities are needed. So we came to the conclusion that once a program, a biennial program or a biannual program, Lokmanthan, it has been developed, and it was started in 2016 from Bhopal.
Wow. So nice, sir. So nice. Thank you for sharing that insight. In what ways do you envision Lokmanthan as a means to, again, further decolonize the minds of Bharatiyas, as alluding to what you have mentioned, the upcoming event and people participating in it?
See, the very first program event which I have mentioned, Lokmanthan, the main theme was Desha Kala Sthiti, decolonizing Indian minds and developing it into Bharatiya Man. See, we were Indian minds, and it is to be decolonized, and it is to be converted into real Bharatiya Man. That was the first program's theme. And we discussed about it. India's got a tremendous impact upon the intellectuals, I would like to say. Those who are pretending that they are sleeping, all others came to the conclusion that it is needed. So we proudly, we are announcing the greatest impact of the Lokmanthan was this has been mainstream, this thought, decolonizing Indian minds and converting it into Bharatiya Man became a mainstream subject. And right from 2016, you can, if you are watching the intellectual field closely, this topic became a hot discussion among the intellectuals. Other than the so-called people who considered, who organized the Lokmanthan, other people also started thinking about it, and there so many books and all those things came out. So that was the first theme. Second, 2018, a bit developed, and what which we have discussed in Bhopal, that was decolonization, and then it is to be filled up with the Bharatiya Jnana Parambara. Decolonizing is not a full stop, I would like to say. It's
Right.
only a comma. If you want to finish that sentence, something is to be added. I will
Right.
clarify it again. If you are decolonizing your minds, it becomes vacant. It
Right.
must be filled with some real thoughts. For that purpose, we, in the second Lokmanthan that was in Ranchi, we took the topic as Jana Gana Man,
Oh.
Bharatiya Jnana Parambara. Bharatiya Jnana Parambara, how it is equally manifested in the so-called urban-based educated class and the so-called rural inhabitants. In every area, in every, among all caste and creed, this Bharatiya Jnana Parambara was there. So Jana Gana Mana was being discussed in the second program. In
Wow.
the third it was actually, it was supposed to be organized in Guwahati in 2020, but unfortunately, the Corona, because of Corona, it has to be postponed. And in 2022 in Guwahati, we have organized it, and we come to the core subject again. Actually, it is Lokmanthan. So we selected the subject Loka Parambara. What is Bharat's Loka Parambara? It was a grand event. You will be surprised that at least 5 lakhs people participated in different days in that program. That was the third. And I would like to say the impact which has been created in the social field, in the cultural field, intellectual, academic, and without any doubt, I would like to say even in the economic field also, because of Lokmanthan and the participation from all over Bharat. See, tourism has been developed in several areas. So
Wow.
it has got an impact upon all facets of our Bharatiya life.
Wow, so nice, sir. So nice knowing about the past Lokmanthan events and the impact they had. So, considering this upcoming event, the 2024 Lokmanthan event in November, the theme is Lokavalokan. So, on that theme, can you please share the insights, sir?
Yes, this time again we are going much deeper into the Lok Gyan, Lok knowledge. See, for that purpose we have to analyze the Lok life comprehensively, integrally. It is to be analyzed, seen properly. Actually, Lok Shabda word itself has got a meaning of looking. I mean, properly seeing, properly Avalokan itself is a lok, from lok only it is developed, Avalokan, Alo,
Avalokan.
Avalokan, everything. So we are analyzing lok life properly, a comprehensive looking into the reality. 3 sub-themes are being we have suggested, we have taken. That is Loka Vichar. What is a Vichar? See, among lok people, I'm not just saying about tribal people. Yes, among tribals, it is still actively living. But along with the tribal people, our village dwellers and city dwellers, wherever this original culture and tradition is there, we have got a strong belief about our Lok Vigyan, Lok science. There is a Lok science. Our traditional jnana, it is
Right.
there. In
Right.
every aspect, healing mechanism. For example, I am saying, now we are saying that we have developed into the allopathic advanced stage and everything. Still, the tribal people and the village dwellers, they are healing us like anything with some jadi booty, some
Right.
plants, some
Right.
roots and everything. That sense is there. See,
Right.
another thing, still among many of the tribal people, they are creating iron out of mere stones. Mere stones means selected stones from some selected areas. You may be knowing, in Jabalpur, there is a community, a primitive community named Agaria. They are still making iron, steel. out of stones and adding some material to it. So they have got their mechanism, their irrigation system. They have developed it. And their environmental approach. See, that is the most scientific environmental approach. What is actually the town dwellers or the so-called urban dwellers environmental concept, myself and you are considering when you are saying that about environment, we are considering ourselves as we are doing some service. We are doing some favor to the environment. But as far as the law is concerned, they are thinking it is not a favor. How it is my duty. Not only duty, they are never considered even duty also. See, can you say that when I am doing some favor or something to my left hand with the right hand, do you feel that the right hand is doing some favor to the doing it duty to the left hand? Beyond that. So the people who are living in that original culture are still feeling that environmental activities which we are doing is as same as our breathing, drinking water in that way. That's why original thought, wherever there is the original thought, enthused by that original thought, inspired by that original thought, environment is not being looted, not being corrupted, not being manipulated. So several areas, I don't want, even agriculture. See, do you know, among these type of people, they never misuse the land even. Misuse. We are misusing it. We are exploiting the land.
Right.
So that loka vichar is there, so many signs. On the basis of that vichar, they have made some vyavastha systems, their own system. It is not codified, I would like to say, it is not codified, but through their practice, it is being continued, maintained.
It is
established. Yes, that system is there. That is known as loka vyavastha. On that loka vyavastha, on the very basis of that loka vichar, there is a loka vyavahar. Their behavior. There are so many things we have to learn from it. So these three aspects are being discussed this time in Bhagyanagar, Lokmanthan, which is going to be inaugurated on November 22nd morning.
Oh, wow. Awesome. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for sharing those insights. Now, Lokmanthan as an event, and as you have been sharing, for the past 3 events, and now the fourth event. Now, with this upcoming event, how do you see it further attracting the younger generations, the youth? So, because today they are the future for our country, for the next generation.
So, I'm not claiming that only because of Lokmanthan that youngsters are being attracted towards these type of thoughts. But one thing, we also played a major role to bring most intelligent group among the youngsters towards these type of thoughts. Right from Bhopal, I am seeing, after Lokmanthan 2016, I was there as General Secretary of that meeting. Here in Bhagyanagar also, I am looking after it. Anyway, the students came from NIT Bhopal, IIT Indore, Jabalpur. Students were participating there. And they were not at all anywhere members of any political party or any sympathizers even to our organizations. But they came to know about such an event and came there. And they found that something new is happening. Wow. Something good is happening, which is very much good for us. So can you just believe those who came there as volunteers themselves founded some new movement in Bhopal. Young Thinkers Forum has been made. So it's a huge community, youngsters community are participating in it, and every year they are conducting a program very much similar to Lokmanthan among students. Same thing happened after Ranchi also. The major group which attended Ranchi exhibition was students. We are so happy to say that students came from remote areas to Ranchi to see it, witness it. Guwahati, I have already said that it was a grand event. It was not just for enjoyment. They came there for enriching themselves. They came there to learn something, seeing, experiencing the diversity of Bharat and finding out the innate unity among it. And they are coming out with the conclusion that ours is not a multicultural, society. Ours is a multi-layered culture society. Our culture, I'm thinking, it is not a multi-culture. It is a multi-layered one culture. Multi-layered culture.
Wow.
We have got only one. So these type of developments and changing is happening in Guwahati. All the colleges in and around Guwahati participated in so many pre-Lokmanthan events. And at last in Guwahati University, they have conducted a huge program at least 15 days before Guwahati Lokmanthan. In here also, our organizing committee have contacted colleges. They are conducting so many programs, and such mass reach out program is going on among students. And I'm very much hopeful that it will break all records which have been made by Bhopal, Ranchi, Guwahati. This Bhagyanagar is going to break all records as far as the youngsters and students' participation is concerned.
Wow, very nice, so nice. And the impact to the youth, and these days also in general, amongst the younger ones, right, until the age of 30, around 18 to 30, a lot of this nationalist and the country, the feeling for the country, those thoughts, those aspects are also further increasing in the current generation. Maybe
Exactly.
events like these are propellants for that. Now, coming to your book you have written, Lok Beyond Folk. It addresses the concept of Lok Parampara. Could you share how the idea of Lok, I mean, you already kind of called out, Lok and folk, and this distinction, especially in terms of preserving our cultural heritage. Any further insights on that book, sir?
Yes, I am actually the compiler or editor. More than 2 write-ups of in that write-up, the introduction itself has been written by me, and so many other great Lok philosophers like Dr. Kapil Tiwari, who is living in Bhopal. He is a Lok Rishi. He can be considered as a Lok Rishi who lived among the Lok, inside the forest and inside the remote villages, and understanding their culture. These non-codified thoughts were being recorded by him. A huge work has been made, and he's a Padma Shri awardee also. So he has got a reach. And such people have written so many articles defining what Lok is. See, you may be knowing the main literary figures of Bharat, like Azhari Prasad Dwivedi, Vasudev Sharan Agarwal. They have all defined this Lok as it is a contemporary Sanatana. It is a contemporary Sanatana. It is living. It is not a past thing. When we are considering it as a past thing, it's a showpiece. Just to see, just like we are all seeing so many Janapada exhibitions, and we are considering ourselves as a great donors to them, and we are doing some favors to them, purchasing some 10 rupee piece from them and going back and saying that, oh, I have helped this Janapada or folk people and everything. But actually, seeing them as a part of past, that's not good. That's not correct also. And also, seeing them from a non-Bharatiya Drishtikon, that also is wrong. We have to consider them as a living reality. So Kapil Tiwari ji has defined it as it is contemporary Sanatana. Tino Kalpar, it is living. Lok is there. That is the speciality of Lok. And there is a Gramscian attempt to demean our culture, our words, our terms. So many words which are not been, it cannot be translated into any of the foreign languages, are being converted, are being translated and put on our head. Say, for examples, our Janajati, our scheduled tribe, they are being called, first of all, by these people, these colonizers, as primitives. Primitive. And then primitive is being translated as Adivasi.
Adivasi.
They are being called as Adivasi. Those who are calling them Adivasis, who are they? If I am calling someone as Adivasi, who am I? When did I come here? When did I come here? So that question is there. We ourselves is creating a huge division in between our communities. This is a strange game, a cruel game which has been played by the colonials. It is to be understood. The same thing is regarding this folk usage. So I thought that it is to be defined before our public. It is a humble attempt from our side that lok is beyond folk. The discussions were being made. It is well appreciated by that particular group who are very much sincere and genuine in studying these type of topics. And because of this type of attempts, I would like to say that this interdisciplinary studies and research have also been developed to a great extent. And our own researchers, they started including the Vanvasi culture, the village culture, that means in total low culture, into these interdisciplinary discussions also, researchers.
Wow, so nice, sir. And in today's world, right, the very fast-paced world, where family values are often overlooked, how does Lokmanthan aim to emphasize and reinvigorate these values?
This time in this Lokmanthan, we have planned to conduct discussions and also paper presentation, some artistic presentation on 5 major themes also, other themes also. The first and foremost thing which is you have mentioned is family values. The family which is being based on values. See, Bharat's main strength is our family and value-based families.
Yes.
But now we are facing, as you have put it out very correctly, the erosion has started. A sort of degeneration of our values and culture and traditional practices and customary practices have happened. It has started. Mainly because of our families are being disintegrated. In the beginning, it was a combined family. It was so easy because there is a grandfather, there is a grandmother, there is a grand uncle to teach this to children. But now it is not practical because of the population increase and the job possibilities and all those things. It is not that easy to continue these combined families together. But how we can continue, we can maintain that cultural values. Okay, we cannot live under one roof forever, but we can live under that cultural roof and on the basis of our civilizational floor forever. For that purpose, our thought is to be turned towards that cultural values, civilizational practices, our age-old scientific customary practices are to be continued. So that point is one among the major points which we are going to discuss. Another thing, when we are analyzing Lok properly, sure, I'm quite sure that when we go deep into the Lok family, original families, with these cultural values, we'll find that actually these values are still continuing in their life. It is there. What all we are talking about, the Sanatana values, Sanatana culture and everything, it is very much there. See, Satya, you have to tell Satya for always. You have to follow dharmic paths. You may not, go after others' properties.
Right.
And Purusha and Stree have to consider the other gender as Mahilas are to consider all the Purushas other than her husband as her father or elder brother. The Purushas are to consider all Mahilas, just like Vivekananda said, all the Mahilas other than his wife are Madhruvat Paradareshu. These type of sacred qualities, these cultural practices are still there among the proper Lok families. When these aspects are being discussed in this Lokmanthan, surely it will pave a way towards that great goal which you have mentioned or you have asked that how we can maintain, how we can preserve our cultural values.
Very nice, sir. Seems very interesting, and for participants who would be attending the Lokmanthan, definitely a lot of value they can take with them. Another question to you, sir. Social harmony. It has been a recurring focus of Lokmanthan. In your view, how can we foster this harmony across communities in Bharat, especially considering today's certain noise levels?
This social disparity and division partition is a construct made by nowadays in the present times. It is being constructed by the political leaders for their election purposes, for their victory, I would like to say. And before that, I'm not just blaming others only, but it is a fact that through census they have institutionalized the caste. The British rule, they started the census on the basis of the caste, and and they have made a hierarchy also. There was no such hierarchy in our ancient Bharat. If there would have been a hierarchy, you cannot read Mahabharata as yourself, because Mahabharata was written by a downtrodden. Mahabharata was written by a fisherman. Sorry to use such a word. He is Vedavyasa Krishna Dvaipayana was a son of Satyavati, who was the Malsigandhi, was a fisherman community girl. So by mother, through mother, he was so. But we are still considering that Mahabharata is the very basis of our culture, our tradition, and everything. Ramayana was written by a person who hasn't got even a caste. He was downtrodden to that. He was a Nishada, and also who was a practicing thief, a dacoit was he, Ratnakara. But we are considering them as our forefather, our Rishi, our Guru, and everything. And see, in our Bharat, we do consider two major Rajas. I'm just shifting your attention towards Rajas or governments. See, two major Hindu Samrajyas are formed. I'm giving you two examples. One was founded by Chandragupta Maurya, and second was Chhatrapati Shivaji. Two time period, almost 1,400 years apart. Okay. Who was Chandragupta Maurya? Chandragupta Maurya, the Maurya word itself shows that he was the son of Mura, who was a gypsy, who was a nomad. She was a Gumantu. Because she was so beautiful that Nanda got engagement with her. And he was living in that Mura's hut till he was found out by Chanakya. But that Chandragupta Maurya established our Samrajya, Maurya Samrajya. Chhatrapati Shivaji, who was Jijabhai? Jijabhai was not a Kshatriya girl, let alone Brahmana. She was not a Kshatriya girl. She can be considered in this present explanation. If you are going to the social caste definition, she was a SC, community girl. So, if you are taking Valmiki, Vedavyasa, or Chhatrapati Shivaji, or Chandragupta Maurya, we never considered them outcasts. We considered them as our forefathers. So that was our practice. But when the colonizers came, they started the census. See, strange parallels are going on now. Again, some of our political parties are very much insisting on caste census. Now, again, to further the division among us. And the English colonizers, they made another cruel practice on us. They attacked us in that way. They have made the census and made an artificial hierarchy among the jatis. Brahmin is the first one, and Kshatriya comes then Vaishyas, then Shudras. Among Shudras, these castes, these are criminal castes, these are outcasts, these so say. What was the real reason behind that? The majority of our so-called backward community people, so-called I am saying, forest dwellers, our tribal groups were done against these colonizers. More than the so-called city dwellers, they fought against Britishers like anything. And in order to divide them from the mainstream, they announced as criminal community, criminal and everything. So the social harmony which was existing naturally in our society has been severely damaged by these machinations, these political things. And it is a dire need of the society, our society, the social harmony or Samajik Samarasata is to be established. It is to be re-established. And in our Lokmanthan also, there is a one topic which we have selected is Samajik Samarasata. There will be discussion among them. And it is going, we are going to feel it. We are going to feel it here. That is it. See, in the previous Lokmanthan in 2016, Gond artist, Gond artists like Bhaju Shah and Durga Bhai Vyam and Buri Bhai, they all participated. They never participated as workers for exhibition. They sat on the stage. They came to the mainstream. And I'm not saying that they came to Lokmanthan and got that, this and that. But I know, I'm sure about, they came to the mainstream and the central government has accorded them with the Padma Shri Puraskar within 2-3 years.
Wow.
First time this local artist, Another in the Ranchi, there was Simon Oran. You might have heard about him. I don't know whether you have heard. In the Ranchi forest, there is a person known as Jala Rishi. Jala, he don't know even in a single word he cannot write. But he is working on Jala, water preservation. He is known as Jala Rishi. That Simon Oran participated. And then Rahi Bai Popere, the seed mother of Bharat, seed mother. And first man of India, Jadhav Payang of Guwahati. And he is the person who is working very much actively to decrease the animosity between human being and animals.
Wow.
See, now there is a huge clash in between human beings and animals. And the people are concerned that animals are encroaching our area. Actually, it is not a correct statement. Actually, we encroach their area, and for food, they are coming to us. So, in order to decrease, in order to solve that problem, this particular gentleman is working, Jadhav Payang, and he is cultivating some fruits specifically for elephants at the outskirts of the city.
Wow.
And elephants are coming and they are eating that elephant apple and going back. See how these whole things have came into mainstream. People also started knowing about these great people, these rishis. And this time also, one of our participants is Water Mother.
Interesting.
And she is known as Shipra Pathak. She is going to participate in one of our sessions. And devoted totally to preserve rivers and water. So this way it is going to happen. And these type of people, maybe they are in the caste equation, they may be downtrodden, but we are going to consider them as the gurus, acharyas of the society. And through that also the social harmony, the question which you have raised, it can be achieved at least.
Wow, very nice, sir. And you have really given so nice examples, which are true and which are very striking. And the interest and the passion with which you have shared. Now, this kind of makes me ask you if you could share a story or an experience from your past Lokmanthan event, which has left a very lasting impact on you as a person, as an individual.
I don't know whether I have got enough time to explain more. I can give you one example. That is when we were planning to conduct the Lokmanthan in Bhopal, it was just the venue was selected in front of the Rajbhavan itself, the old Rajbhavan. There we have to construct so many pandals, so many constructions are needed. In the construction practice, it's our practice to do Vastu Puja before starting this construction. For that Vastu Puja, there was a discussion among us, the main organizing committee, that who should be invited as the main pujari, main purohita. And naturally, which caste will be invited. But in that meeting, we decided that we must invite some local pujari, Vanavasis or the village dwellers. Such people are to be invited. And then suddenly we found out that one particular tribal group is considered to be the most primitive group. And their mukhya was invited. He came.
Wow.
He came out of the deep forest of Jabalpur for the first time in his life. He came to Bhopal to conduct, to head that puja kriya in their own style, log style. See, the puja practices in the cities and everywhere. There is tantric practice, Shakti puja practice, and everything is there. But among the tribals, it is Shabara Tantra. It may not be in a sloka format. It may be in a Gadya format in their language. And he started puja. I don't want to elaborate much, but he started his pujas by saying something. It is not that easily understandable.
Understood. Right.
It is something different. But it struck my mind with some words which have got some geographical implications of Bharat. One, and it's somewhat saying, I'm not saying that exactly that word, that
Right.
very much similar to Kashmira, Dravida, one. These type of terms are coming from his saying. And I asked the person who brought them, the person who is talking about that community, one engineer, I asked him, what is he saying? He said, after puja, I will explain it in the presence of that Mukhya. After the puja, we sat together. And this person who is working among them from our side, he said that he was invoking the positive divine spirits from all parts of Bharat to come to this particular spot to make our event successful. See, I have already told that particular person came out of his forest area for the first time. He never gone to any, what you say, he don't know our Rashtragana or Rashtragita. And he don't know about the contours of Bharat, geographical contours of Bharat. And he hasn't learned anything cultural contours from scriptures. But he was invoking the positive spirit from Kashmira area as well as the Kumari area or Dravida area. And come here and make our this endeavor a grand success. That was his prarthana. What does it shows? When we are saying that there are so many diversity. This is the innate culture which binds us together. This is it. So it is spreading from one end to another. It is to be found out. So that was a divine moment as far as I am concerned. That's it.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay. Another small example I would like to say.
Sure.
It is not directly related to Lokmanthan program. See, 2 years back, when the National Film Awards were announced, strange support, a surprise was there that female singer has been selected as Natyama of Kerala, one tribal community members. Her Lok Gana. It is a Lok Gana. Janapada Sangeeta has been awarded as the major playback singer. She has been selected. Kerala's practice this political, the extra political conditions, and the people, journalists are considering them as the most intellectual among the whole world because they are the intellectuals and journalists from Kerala, which is number one. So their approach towards others are always in that sense. And one of the stupid, sorry to use that word, journalist asked that poor lady that from which Karana you learned music, from which school. But that lady was not poor. My usage was not correct. She answered it in this way. She said that in her own, it was not actually the Malayalam, Tamil and Malayalam mixed language. She answered, from that valley wherein with thousands of flowers are blooming, from that flowers, color and blooming, I learned the music. And from that valley where lakhs and lakhs of birds are chirping and tweeting, from their tweets, their music, I learned music. So this is Lok. This Lok culture is to be re-established. That's it.
Wow, fantastic, sir. Thank you so much for sharing. Really, very exhilarating and very okay, sir. So what message would you like to impart to the younger generation, specifically for the upcoming Lokmanthan and, attending the event, or in general to the general audience, your message, sir?
See, only one thing which I would like to say, attend the program with an open mind. You cannot come with some preconceived notions, without prejudices. Make your mind a blank mind and come here and experience this.
Mm.
And without some, what you say, traces or what's of some
Bias.
color,
Right.
you cannot attain what which is supposed to be attained. So attend it, experience it, discuss with this lok artists, lok thinkers, and also other thinkers. Academicians are also participating. For those who are very much active in this lok philosophy and everything. So it is a golden opportunity for them. For the first time in their city, this type of an event is going to happen. So that type of Ganga is going to be flow.
Yan Ganga.
Ganga is going to happen here. So without, see, sir, that is actually when we are going for any pilgrimage also, people used to say that without any notions, you have to go with a blank mind. Complete surrendering mode. I'm not saying that surrendering, but to understand it, yes, you must have got some doubts, and that doubts can be cleared through some purposeful, healthy discussions with the thinkers. This is not just another lit first. There is no dearth of lit first in Bharat. Hyderabad also has got so many literary festivals. And it is not just another Janapada exhibition or something. It is a beautiful blend of everything at one place. So you can feel it. These 4 days are to be experienced. I'm not saying that it is to be read, it is to be heard. Yes, there are so many things to be read. There are so many things to hear. But the main thing, it is to be embedded into their mind. There will be a transformation, real transformation. So make use of this occasion. All students of all, the age must participate in it. And it is not just for youths or children. Yes, it must be, it is very important, very much significant as far as the students and the younger generation is concerned. But the elders are also, I would like to request, because of this continuous narrative building by some people, some anti-national forces, it has got definite telling of impact upon the elders also, our teaching, our intellectual community. So for them also, it is a cleansing moment, must be a, to weed out.
Empty the cup.
Yes. So for that purpose also it is to be used. So I am humbly requesting them to participate. If they are being selected as delegates or participants, well and good, participate all the days. And if at all it is not being selected because of the space, place constraint, we cannot accommodate more than 2,000 people. Already there are more near about 10,000 applicants. So, okay, local people can come at any moment. They can feel more than 100, I think near about 125 exhibitions or cultural events will happen in and around Shilpakala Vedika and in Shilparam. From all parts of Bharat, cultural groups are going to participate. They are coming not only from inside Bharat, from our cultural Bharat or Brihat Bharat, enlarged Bharat also people are coming from Bali, Indonesia, even from Estonia, the Baltic state, from Assyria, and Yazidis are coming. Yazidi, you know, that Yazidi girls, who are the most beautiful girls in the whole world, being taken as sex slaves by the Syrian ISIS. So they are being very much discussed in the papers. So their numbers are very less, but some are still surviving. Some representatives are coming here from Yazidi community also. Their main symbol or the logo is peacocks, that मोर का जो पंख है ना, peacocks, that is it. That because they have got that Kartikeya influence with them. Okay. So they are also coming here, and their cultural programs will be there. So it's a rare opportunity. I would like to request all to participate, see, experience.
Sure, sir. Sure, definitely. And thank you so much for sharing your insights. And again, a welcome to Lokmanthan from Sri Nandakumar ji himself. So definitely all the viewers do take time, register yourself, and then attend the Lokmanthan event, which is from November 21st to 24th at Bhagyanagar here. And thank you so much, Nandakumar ji. Heartfelt gratitude.
Okay, namaskar.
Thank you.
Namaskar.
Namaskaram. Thank you so much. Thank you.